Okay, so welcome back. And now we're going to do two examples. The first example is we're just going to rewrite this as a product using one of the formulas. And in the second one, we're going to evaluate this. And again, we're going to use the one of the formulas to help us evaluate this easier, okay, than just trying to do this, especially when we have 15 and 75 degrees, which again might not be the easiest one to do, I mean, unless you have a calculator. But let's say we want to get an exact answer, right? So we're going to have to use something else to change these into angles that we can find, okay? So now, let's start with the first one. So now what we're going to do is we're going to use the formula, and again, in this case we're going to do 2 times sine of alpha minus beta over 2 times cosine of alpha plus beta over 2. So that's the formula, right? So I haven't stuck in anything because I want you to see the formula. Okay? Now, what is alpha? Well, this is alpha, and this is beta. So then we know what alpha is. So once we know alpha and beta, then we can just plug and chug, and we're done. Okay? So that's what we're going to do. So what is the first one? Well, the first one is going to be 4 theta minus 2 theta. Right? So 4 theta minus 2 theta is what? So again, let's just do alpha, beta, right? And so this is going to be alpha minus beta, which is going to be 2 theta. And alpha plus beta is going to be 6 theta. Okay, now we just have to simplify this. So this is going to be 2 sine theta cosine 3 theta, and we're done. Okay, what about the second one? Now we're going to use a similar formula, right? We're going to use the one for cosine, okay? So cosine minus, so we have 15 and 75. So again, let's make this alpha, oops, and that beta. And we have to use the formula for cosine alpha minus cosine beta, okay? And so this is going to give us negative 2 sine alpha minus beta sine alpha plus beta over 2. And so again, as long as you know the formulas, then all you have to do is plug and chug. Okay? So this should be plus and this should be minus. Actually, it doesn't even matter. I'm sorry. I don't know why I did that. Because it doesn't really matter because this is multiplication. But anyway, it's going to be negative 2 times sine of this times sine of that. And so again, all we have to do is take the 2 degrees, the 15 degrees and the 75 degrees, and then just plug them in and simplify. So let's see what we get. So we're going to get well, 15 plus 75 is 90, so this is going to be negative 2 sine 90 90 degrees over 2 times sine of, well, now the difference between the two is 15 minus 75. So 15 minus 75 is going to be a negative 60 degrees. So negative 60 degrees over 2. Okay? Okay, now, sine is an odd function. Okay? So we could use the fact that this is an odd function, okay, and write the negative sine of positive 60 degrees over 2. Let's put the degrees in here. Okay, we could do that, okay, but we could also keep this as negative 60 degrees over 2 and realize, hey, negative 30 degrees is in the fourth quadrant, and sine is negative in the fourth quadrant. So you could do it that way. So again, there's different ways of doing this. The more we have in our, the more things or tools we have in our toolbox, the more we could use these in different problems. So one student might use the fact, oh, well, this is an odd function, so I'll just make this negative of sine of 30 degrees, right? Or another student say, well, sine of negative 30 degrees, okay, 30 degrees, this is negative 30 degrees, which means it's in the fourth quadrant and it has a reference angle of 30 degrees, so I can figure out the relationship that way. I can figure out the sine and realize that it's going to be negative because sine is negative in the fourth quadrant. So again, either way will get you to the right answer. Okay, so let's continue on. So negative 2 sine, and this becomes 45 degrees. Sine of 45 degrees times sine of negative 30 degrees. Now, I'm just going to use the fact that this is sine of negative 30 degrees and that it's in the fourth quadrant, and so therefore the answer is going to be negative. So I get negative 2 times, now what's the sine of 45 degrees? So this is in the first quadrant, so it's positive. And the sine of 45 degrees is going to be the square root of 2 over 2. Okay? Because remember, sine of 45 degrees is going to be opposite over hypotenuse, which is 1 over the square root of 2, and then we rationalize it. And then this one, sine, we know is going to be the sine of negative 30 degrees. It's the negative of sine 30 degrees, which is going to be what? Or if you think about the reference triangle in the fourth degree, in the fourth quadrant, then we're going to have sine of 30 degrees is 1/2, but since it is in the fourth quadrant, it has to be negative. Now, all we have to do is multiply. Well, the negative 2 and the negative 1/2 cancel each other out because negative 2 times negative 1/2 is positive 1. So guess what? We get square root of 2 over 2 as our answer. And that's it. Have a great day.